seconds. So talk about an innings of two halves. I mean, the way Shubman Gill started, the way GT were batting, they were batting like a dream. It looked like a very easy pitch to bat, and you're thinking above 200 is a given.
I was thinking of 220 at one point.
Exactly. I thought that would be a safe target, but I mean, as just for fun points out, they're probably 25, 30 runs short at this point. Easily. I mean, and credit to, SRH, they pulled things back really nicely, but also some really suicidal batting from, I would say, GT's middle order, a lot of whom threw away their wickets. I think questions can be asked of Hardik Pandya. I did not understand what was, in fact, the need for that particular shot. In fact, if you go over, the scorecard, you look at who all it is got out thereafter. Saha, that's kind of his game, but it didn't really matter
He
because
plays the higher risk game. And
exactly.
Again, he gives you that dividend as well at times, and he can make you look like he threw away his wicket.
Exactly, but after that there was a really good partnership between, of course, Shubman Gill, Sai Sudarshan. But after that,
147 run stand, by the way. 147 run stand for the second wicket.
Exactly, and thereafter 8, 7, 3, 9, 0, 0, 0. That was in fact the contribution from the rest of the batsmen, and it could have looked much worse.
Just to give you more perspective on how this innings panned out, so 147, and like Shane said earlier, an innings of two halves, 147 second wicket stand, by the way, and then in a space of the last 30 deliveries, they scored only 34 runs. And this was a team, by the way, which had 8 wickets at hand at one point.
Exactly. So they went big. I understood why it is that, they went for the big shots. But if you've lost one or two, especially with a Gujarat team that, don't bat that deep. I know, yes, they had 8.
But they were batting till 8.
Yeah, but even then, one is a Shanaka who's making his debut.
Yes.
The other is a Rashid who I don't think you can expect heroics from every game. It's not fair on him either.
No, you don't. See, again, for him to come into bat in the 20th over and swing his bat, get that edge, get caught and get dismissed, let's say, on a golden duck, in fact, you don't blame him. But you got to ask questions from that lower middle order.
Exactly. And the irony is that the lower middle order has always been Gujarat's strength.
And by the way, when I saw Tewatia walk into bat, I think in the 17th over is when he came into bat. And the only question in my mind, rather the only thing that I was looking forward to, and now I think there is decent sample size to say that Rahul Tewatia knows just one template, by the way.
Yeah.
And if he's asked to bat at a time where, there are good 20 odd deliveries left, then maybe he doesn't know how to really go and, just sort of pace his innings, ensure that he is there till the last over, because he, of course, not taking anything away from him, he does like the fact that, that he knows what he's chasing. He's got 5-7 balls to, deal with, and there's, even if it's about 20 runs, he'll back himself.
Exactly.
But right now, when there were just about 20-25 balls still to go in the innings, your team need to put a big score. You'd already lost the likes of Hardik Pandya and David Miller, so the responsibility had shifted onto you, because you knew you only had Rashid Khan following after you to contribute or make any sort of a significant contribution. What does Rahul Tewatia do? He goes for that shot and ends up giving away his wicket for a single-digit score.
Exactly, and that was the major problem, is that everyone you're thinking, okay, this guy will maybe look to pause a bit and then look to bat through the innings. No one did that. Everyone went for their big shots, and I think honestly right now, much as a lot of people or a lot of teams above, including mine, would not be very happy about it, SRH actually are in with a very good chance of winning this. Very, very good. In fact, as Ikpreet Singh says, are SRH still alive? Yes. I mean, they're very much alive.
They will back themselves, I think, in this chase now. For a team, by the way, who has momentum right now, they're the happier team easily at the halfway stage, because they managed to pull things back. So last 25-30 minutes of this game, you'd say that it was the bowling side who dominated, and it always plays a big part. Even Gujarat, by the way, know over here that they're good 20 runs short. So they are firstly dealing with that. They didn't end the innings on a high. They lost four wickets in the last over.
4 wickets in the last over.
4 wickets in the last over. So they have nothing called momentum at the moment. And if SRH can, make good use of the power play and have some sensible batting, let's say, in their middle order, they very well could make for a huge talking point in about 90 minutes from now. And this table from that we were calling it the fickle table yesterday.
Yeah, because it is.
It is a fickle table. It will very well then be called, let's say, a muddled table because you don't know what happens then. And interestingly, inside 2 days, rather inside 24 hours, you would have seen the top two teams presently in the IPL standings lose their crucial games.
Yes, and lose games that would actually see their qualification sealed.
Yes.
Remember, no team has actually sealed qualification yet. CSK had a chance yesterday. They're like, no thanks, Gujarat, you first.
Yeah.
Now Gujarat could potentially be staring down, that same barrel if they get out to a bad start. And the advantage SRH have is that they know the target.
They know the target, and look at this, because if Gujarat lose today, that throws the table wide open. They very well could slip to number 4 in the next few days. CSK could very well be out of contention, and you could in fact see somebody like a Mumbai then go all the way to number 2, or who knows, number 1 as well. So you right now don't know how things could really pan out, because all results are possible. If let's say the likes of RCB managed to win their next 2 games, they could propel themselves high up the table. And we were talking of Gujarat left with what, 2 more games?
2 more games including today.
If they lose these 2, CSK, RCB win their 2, RCB would then get to
16. They get to 16, but
no, they get 4 more points.
No, they get 4 more points. They
If
have
they
12.
win.
No, so 12 plus 4 is 16.
16, yeah. So 16 they would possibly go to, provided their net run rate is good, and SRH lose this match and the next match, which will be against RCB, then at the Chinnaswamy, they very well could be out of the tournament. Who knows?
Exactly. GT right now in a precarious position, especially if, say for instance, CSK win their next match 17. And remember, GT's one match after this is against RCB, who'd be raring to win. Then you have MI. If they win all of this, then they're up to 18, which is a big problem, because then GT will drop out of the top 2.
Yeah.
They might still qualify, because again, LSG can't get to 16 points if MI win all. Because LSG MI will playing, they'll cancel each other out.
Yeah.
But thereafter, there's 2 teams that could be on 16. RCB can get to 16. Punjab Kings can still get to 16. So really, at this point, where you are on the table doesn't matter unless you're Delhi Capitals, because Delhi Capitals are out. They can't make it. Their 12 points is the maximum they can get. So really, no team at this point is out. And if SRH have a good start, and again, even if they don't have a good start, remember, they know what they're chasing. That's a big advantage. We saw it yesterday, even with the CSK KKR game. KKR, even after being 3 wickets down in the power play, knew that okay, one good partnership is all you needed.
And SRH, by the way, they, recent samples as we are to take into consideration, they've lied all those occasions on which they knew what to chase.
Exactly.
Yes, I think they successfully against KKR though.
And that was also because they got a very big target.
Exactly.
Brooks scored a ton.
Yeah. But then they have some confidence as a batting unit, especially after what happened the other day against the Rajasthan Royals.
Don't forget, that was also a chase.
Yes, that was
And
also
now,
a chase.
and now out of nowhere, they've discovered that Abdul Samad brothers remember that he can bat. So, lower down the order does
he
add
took a brilliant catch towards the end.
Yes, good catch, and he's been batting well, at the death. In fact, that match against RR, it was he who finished it off.
Yeah, but a quick word, lot of comments there.
On Bhuvneshwar
Kumar. What did you reckon as far as his bowling was?
Fantastic. The only criticism I'll have of him, and this is really nitpicking at its finest.
I know what's coming. Yeah. I can take that guess. That wasn't a hat-trick taking ball.
It was not.
Yeah.
I'm thinking either you're bowling a Yorker or you're bowling, I don't know. He wasn't at the stumps.
Exactly. It was way too outside the off stump. It wasn't a wicket-taking ball in any way. The first 2 balls, in fact, I'd say he still, to be honest, got a little lucky with Rashid Khan. It was a full pitch delivery. Rashid just manages to edge it. But then, the field's up. The captain's done everything to give you the field. You expect a wicket-taking ball,
And he bowls a slower ball. I was
off
so
his
surprised.
mark. Just
And
off his mark.
not just a slower ball. It was a wider slower ball.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I can get a slow ball. The batsman will be looking to
extent that
swing.
it didn't even reach Henrik Klaasen in one bounce. It had to bounce, it had to take a second bounce for it to make it to Henrik Klaasen's gloves. Yeah.
Good run out though, because Klaasen threw it to Bhuvneshwar, and Bhuvneshwar in one motion caught.
Exactly, he didn't take time, just hit the stumps, and he had no, 2 thoughts about it.
Yeah, team hat trick, yes, but again, if I were Bhuvneshwar, ball it to the stumps. Even if it's a slow ball, pull it at the stumps. Why not pulling it at the stumps?
I'd either have backed myself with a Yorker.
Which we know Bobby can do.
See, also the thing is, I'm not facing, let's say, somebody like a Miller who, if the Yorker goes wrong, will donk me for a 6. So I'll back myself with a Yorker. If not, then I know I've got a decent slower one as well.
Exactly. And
Why
you were
not?
bowling to a tail ender.
Exactly.
You're bowling to Noor Ahmed. I would say,
Surprise.
bowl a
Bowl
slow
a slower one. Yeah, exactly. Bowl a slower one and...
There's two things that would have happened. Either you would have swung and missed, would have hit the stumps, or he would have mistimed the shot and then hold out in the deep. You would have got your hat trick.
Akash Bharadwaj says that Shanaka batted a little too late for his position. You
He
agree?
normally comes in at around 5-6, but truth be told, were you going to
It
send him
wasn't
over David
too
Miller?
late also, I feel. It wasn't too late also because we've seen him finish games off for Sri Lanka and he has come in at number 6.
7.
7 on an odd occasion here and then today I think he came in at number 7, but then you weren't going to disrupt your batting order for somebody
Just for Shanak,
who's come in with a very good reputation, and but again he's a debutant at the end of the day and you don't want to be making too many changes, especially when you know you're running dry as far as runs are concerned.
Also, quick word by the way on Shubman Gill. I mean, he's got a century, but there was a lot of people who were pointing out, and I don't know, we can just have a quick word on this because I think there's two ways of looking at it, that his strike rate or his scoring rate did drop a bit once he reached the 90s.
But I do have, I was just looking through his innings and even I felt so. Two things. He wasn't getting a bulk of the strike.
Which has been a problem with him, by the way.
Exactly. So that was one. Second, of course, was the fact
wickets
that
tumbled.
wickets had fallen. He had seen 3 wickets fall from the time that he was in his late
90s.
late 80s,
Yeah.
and then into his late 90s. I think he had seen about 3 wickets fall. In as many as 24 runs, 4 wickets had fallen from the 13th over to the 19th over. So a lot of wickets also fell around that time.
Yeah, so that's what even I was thinking, is that, I understand him slowing down. It wasn't due to the milestone, it was due to the fact that there were wickets falling. You couldn't have expected him, and as many people are saying, if it was Sehwag, he would have looked at 6s. But that approach can get you out also. And if he threw away his wicket, when wickets are tumbling and he was the settled man, who would have been the first people criticizing him? Us.
Yes.
So I think he was in a catch-22 situation and he went with the right call. Unfortunately, GT's collapse was so bad that, truth be told, even him hanging on didn't really matter because then, well, again, he also got out and so did like 5-6 others. So.
And by the way, a quick update, again, no surprise there because if you saw our pre-match show, this is something in fact which was revealed at the toss by the captain.
Hardik himself,
that Yash Dayal will be your impact player. He didn't intend to, but he did give it away, and that indeed is the thing. So you in fact see him limbering up over there. So you could see him bowl the second over because it is Mohammad Shami who's got the new ball in his hand. Shane Dias, are you changing your prediction?
No,
we know you're wearing rust red. What did you call it?
/ orange.
Yeah.
So I had called a win for the Orange Army, and I do think that now that looks likelier than it does in the start.
Yes. I'd be tempted. I'd be tempted to change my prediction as well. But I'll go back to what I said at the start. I want one qualified team over there.
Confirmed.
Exactly. I don't want a lot of mathematics. It wasn't the best subject for me anyway back in school. So I don't want to be doing any more arithmetic. So let's just have one team qualified. Where they end up being is a story for a later time. But let's just see what happens in this match.
The match is about to start, so we'll take your leave and join you after the match along with Nikhil, hopefully on a Zoom link.
Yes.
So see you then.
Bye-bye.